Good morning, and welcome to our Sunday morning virtual service. I'm so very pleased that you're joining us here at the UUFDC, the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Door County. My name is Hank Wolst, and today I'm honored to be your service leader. I'm a member of this congregation. To all joining us today, let me extend my very best wishes for your good health, for your safety, for your comfort, for your warmth, for your compassion and for your kindness, and for your love and for our collective faith, yours and mine, together, in that we will all get through this. I will now light the chalice. With these words from Cynthia Landrum, slightly modified for the times. It's called for those who serve. In honor of those who have served and those who continue to serve, both at home and abroad, in peace and war, and in this war against the virus, we light our chalice and we offer our thanks. Sarah provides us with weekly emails that alert us to joys and concerns, and I invite you to read them and to revel in the joys and to reach out in the hurts and to remember the sorrows. It is our custom at this point in our service to recite the unison affirmation, and I invite you to join me. We gather together to seek knowledge and wisdom, to explore freely the vast reaches of mind and spirit, to celebrate within a caring community those truths ancient and modern, which give meaning and direction to our lives. I will now recite the doxology, and again I invite you to join me. From all that dwell below the skies, let songs of hope and faith arise. Let peace, goodwill on earth be sung, in every land by every tongue. Well, Thanksgiving is nearly here, isn't it? Thanksgiving in the United States, that is, because in Canada it actually occurred about 6 weeks ago. It keeps us kind of humble, doesn't it? We're not always first in everything. I recently asked some dear Canadian friends why Canadian Thanksgiving occurred in early October, in contrast to ours, which occurs in late November. In point of fact, theirs occurs on the second Monday of October, and ours, of course, on the fourth Thursday of November. Though today thought of more as a harvest celebration, Canadian Thanksgiving was originally less about harvest and more about thanking God for keeping early explorers safe as they ventured into the New World. In that sense of Thanksgiving, the earliest report of such a dinner dates back to 1578, when Martin Frobisher, an English explorer, and his crew held a special meal to thank God for granting them safe passage to the New World. In fact, they explored the area around what's today called Baffin Island, and there is a bay in the southeast corner of Baffin Island known as Frobisher Bay. They thanked God for safe passage. The first nationally celebrated Thanksgiving in the United States was also for a reason different than celebrating a harvest. In point of fact, it was in honor of the creation of the United States Constitution. You see, in 1789, George Washington issued a proclamation designating the 26th of November of that year as a day of public thanksgiving to recognize the role Providence played in creating the new United States and its Constitution. Abraham Lincoln in 1863 proclaimed a national day of thanksgiving in praise of our beneficent Father, who dwelleth in the heavens. Thanks for a free and vital and vibrant democracy. This is surely a time of tortured trials and tribulations, and it may be difficult to think about thanks in the midst of a pandemic taking thousands of lives daily. It may be difficult to think about thanks in the midst of a post-election when a petulant president refuses to acknowledge the will of the people and admit to defeat and concede to the victor. It may be difficult to think about thanks when we cannot go to the theater, to the museum, to the gallery, to the stadium, to all those familiar venues that we used to visit in the past. It may be difficult to think about thanks in a time of economic uncertainty and all that attends it. It may be difficult to think about thanks when we can't join family and friends for festive celebrations which seem to populate this particular time of the year. Think Halloween, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve. But as difficult as it may be to think about thanks in these dark days, hearken back now to the Canadian and United States Thanksgivings and how they came to be. Safe passage. We will, guided by hope and faith and love and science, find safe passage through this awful pandemic, and our next Thanksgiving can be more about being thankful for safe passage than Black Friday. We will, guided by hope and faith and love and common decency, be once again be able to be secure in our free and vital and vibrant democracy. And our next Thanksgiving can be more about being thankful for that free and vital and vibrant democracy than Cyber Monday. I'm thankful for the above. We should all be. And I will always be thankful in difficult times for the words authored by Gerard Manley Hopkins, Jesuit priest of 19th century England, words that I've used previously as service leader and words that mean so much to me. They bring me comfort always. They're taken from his wonderful and inspiring God's Grandeur. And I'll read the concluding lines. And for all this, nature is never spent. There lives the dearest freshness deep down things. And though the last light off the black west went, all morning at the brown brink eastward springs, because the Holy Ghost over the bent world broods with warm breast and bright wings. We will get past this. I have the pleasure now to introduce our guest speaker today. The Reverend Christina Leone Tracy has served the Fox Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship since 2017. She grew up in Texas, discovering Unitarian Universalism while a college student at Southern Methodist University. She earned her master's degree in psychology from the University of Memphis, Tennessee, and her Master of Divinity degree from Meadville Lombard Theological School in Chicago, Illinois. Prior to joining the Fox Valley Fellowship, the Reverend Christina served as the Faith Development Minister for 6 years at a UU church in Annapolis, Maryland. Christina and her husband Brian have 2 young sons, Nevin and Ellis, and a sweet one-eyed dog named Asher.